Tomorrow night is the premiere night at the ArcLight.
Yes, and I think this time we have to call the producer of the film,
Yes.
Mr. Albert Chan. He's one of the key producers for this film. Is here to share with us how this was formed. Is Albert here? Can we have the house lights, please? I think he also, did you compose a song?
Yes.
You did too, you're a composer too. Ladies and gentlemen, Albert Chan.
Hi. Thank you. I'm very grateful that you guys can all come tonight and join us for the press conference. My name is Albert Chang. I'm the producer for Blood Ransom. I'm also the composer for Blood Ransom. The song that you heard, it was composed by me, sung by a good friend of ours, good friend of mine, Joanna Bokia. She's not here tonight. She's also our associate producer. So I'm very thankful that you guys can all come tonight and join us here for the press con. We started this project. Francis and I worked on a film in 2008. It's called Subject I Love You. I was the composer then. We formed a very good friendship since then. And 2 years ago, he showed me a script that he wrote called Blood Ransom, and I thought how great it would be to make it into a feature film. We spoke about who could be playing the lead roles. Christo. At the time that we were thinking about pairing American American female lead actress with a Filipino actor. But soon we, I guess it's destiny that Joanna's sister, Sam Rochelle, a very good friend of Anne, approached Anne about our script, and she expressed her interest, and she auditioned for us, and it was very a pleasant surprise, and we immediately felt the connection, and we decided that let's do a Blood Ransom with Filipino actress paired with American lead star, and soon after that the financing came quickly. We were able to put together the finance and budget, and we had 2 months of pre-productions, and everything moved along quite smoothly. And here we are 2 years later. I'm happy to stand in front of you and present you my team and my cast. So enjoy tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Albert. Is the director here with us? Francis is here? Yeah. Well, let's talk about a little something about Francis. So when they're trying to, Francis is here. Okay, wonderful.
The writer and director of Blood Ransom. He studied film production.
Hello.
Oh, here he is.
Yes.
Okay, Francis.
Okay,
We're about to introduce you.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Vic. Vic.
Hi, Vic. How are you?
Okay, so
Hi.
let's the storyteller of the movie will tell us the vision of this film. Okay, go ahead, Francis.
Well, first of all, hello everybody. The people say me. I just want to make clear that I was born in the Philippines, so I speak Tagalog. I went to college here, and the vision of the company, Tectonic Films, is to create content that will highlight wonderful talent like Ann Curtis. We did a film a few years ago with Jericho Rosales in it, and hopefully put them in a context whereby the world can see this wonderful talent that we have in the Philippines. I have full respect for companies like Viva, the pillars of Filipino cinema, Viva Films, ABS-CBN, creating content for many, many years that appealed to mass audience in a wonderful way. We just want to be a part of this industry in a slightly different way, where we can create content like Blood Ransom. It's our first film as Tectonic, as a solo company. The film was born out of a lot of philosophical debates about God, religion, and as we all are very religious in the Philippines. But we wanted to create a movie that's not preachy or didactic in any way. So we wanted to create an exciting thriller. And the genre is about vampires. And why vampires? They live forever. They can live forever. But if we all live forever, will we make a difference in the world? And hopefully the hope is yes. And we wanted to create this action-packed thriller about these themes that are near and dear to our hearts. And I hope you enjoy the picture. I invite you all personally, sana po manood kayo, support niyo po si Anne in this movie, support us, so that we can create more content like this. And I believe that, like I said, the Philippines is a real ripe place, that there's so many talent in the Philippines. Music, as you guys know, and actors and cinema. So I hope we just play a small part in the role of moving Filipino talent and making it recognizable all over the world.
Thank you, Francis. Thank you very much. You know, Francis and Albert were very lucky that in this press conference, we actually invited the Consul General, who's here right now. Consul General, would you like to say something to our press people?
Salamat, Vic. And Francis, Albert, congratulations for making this possible. I'm joined tonight by my lovely wife. The next movie niya, mag-audition kami dalawa. So I think it's for the press to share with the rest of our kababayans dito sa Southern California that, first of all, there are two talented people who willing to make or to take the risks of making a movie so that all of us can be proud. Sabi nga nila, go Trojans. Okay, so I think you remain close to your roots. Every opportunity you have to showcase Filipino talents, you'll find it. And I think hindi naman kayo mawawala ng tagatangkilik. Southern California is home to around 825,000 Filipinos. 1 out of every 4 Filipinos in the US live in Southern California. So right here, I think you have enough supporters in Southern California. So for me, I'm more than proud to be the Consul General of the Philippines here in LA. A lot of talent, a lot of good people, a lot of great Filipinos. So salamat, Vic.
Thank you very much. Okay, I guess we're ready now to meet the artists, no?
Let us now call on the artist. We have
Caleb Hunt.
Jamie Harris.
No, Jamie's not here, but we have
Dion
Basco, and also have Vanessa Evigan.
And Emily Skinner.
Emily Skinner. And of course, we have Ann Curtis.
Yes.
Our very own Ann Curtis.
Hello, good evening to everyone, and thank you for coming here tonight.
Yeah, maybe before we start the Q&A, let's ask our artists to maybe give us a little information of the roles in this movie. So we'll start with Dario and Vasco. Yes, can you say something about your role here?
Yes, hello, I'm Darian Bosco. I play Daniel. He's a detective in the film. And I'm sort of, it's me sort of telling the story about my best friend, played by Alexander, and him falling in love with the beautiful Ann Curtis, and me sort of navigating through this world and try to figure out what's going on throughout the picture.
Thank you.
Next is
Caleb.
Caleb Hunt.
Hi, my name is Caleb Hunt. I play Roman, and I am, well, I'm a very old man in this movie. So I play a man who has very strong feelings for Anne, and I let her go, and then I'm trying to get her back, basically, throughout the picture. So.
I'm Anne Curtis, and I play the role of Crystal in the film Blood Ransom. Crystal is on the verge of figuring out what she really is. What is she turning into? So she's in a little bit of a struggle while at the same time falling in love with her driver. So it's a full-on love triangle with a lot of struggles that happen, and there's a little bit of action. So so she's just basically a woman who's in love and is confused with what's going to happen to her and what's the ultimate sacrifice that she has to pay for the person that she loves.
Hello, I'm Dion Bosco. I play Oliver. I am a drug addict in the movie, and as best friends with a couple of characters in the movie, and I come up with the idea to actually kidnap Anne's character, and so that's where the ransom comes in. I kind of beat her up. I'm kind of a bad guy in the film, but I'm actually like a nice, charming guy. So that's me, and then I get what's coming to me later on in the film.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Evigan, and I play Anna. I'm married to Daniel, played by Darion. And this is my beautiful little daughter who I'm so desperately trying to have children, and I can't have a child in this movie. And so we adopt this beautiful little girl sitting next to me. I'll pass it over to you.
In the movie, I play a little girl who's got bit and is turning into a vampire. And at the end, they end up saving me, so.
She represents the hope of the movie.
Okay, I think we're ready. Oh, yes, your role as the producer, right? Yeah. You have some more to say?
I just want to say how grateful Francis and we are to have a wonderful cast, wonderful people to work with. It's a very enjoyable experience for me. Thank you very much.
And thank you to Anna also for putting together this lovely.
Yes, Anna Puno, I'm sorry. Thank you very much for putting this together. This is a rare time for having complete.
Very short amount of time.
Yeah, show of force. And I would also like to thank Fiesta Foods for the scrumptious dinner that they prepared for us. Thank you, Minda and June. Also, thank you for the flowers of Ed Romaine. Thank you for the flowers. Noi Pits, of course.
Thank you to Noi Pits.
Noi Pits. Who else?
And also Lea's for my makeup.
Spencer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the media, it's now your time to come forward as we now open the floor for your questions and answers. So, do we pick them or okay? I see Janet over there. Janet? Here? Here's the microphone. Janet De Palas. Everybody knows her, of course. The Hollywood.
Welcome.
Janet De Palas.
Hello, good evening. I'm Janet De Palas, presenting Manila Bulletin and Philippine News at the same time. My questions to Anne, is this your stepping stone to doing more Hollywood films?
Well, I certainly hope so, to doing more independent films. It was my first time to audition for a role in a long time. So I found that very interesting and exciting, and so hopefully it is one day.
How was it working with Francis as a director?
Working with Francis, it was amazing. It was a lot of fun, even though he didn't talk to me the whole time on set. But it was all because he was, he wanted me to feel that way. Like, am I unwanted here? What is this? And it was all part of it. He eventually spoke to me about it, but it was great, and knowing that we have a Filipino director you know, a film director making films here. I think that's amazing. And I'm just so happy to have been given the chance to work with Francis.
Thank you.
Next. Yes. Here, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is MJ Ricardo from Blog Talk. And I'd like to ask you, Anne, you've done a lot of movies in the Philippines. So what can we expect from you in this movie?
Something that I've never ever done before. It's different. It certainly is. Like, I finally got to see the film the other night, like just 2 nights ago. It was the first time that I got to see the film, and I was blown away with what Francis and Jasmine and Albert Chang and everyone, the whole team was able to do with the whole film. Like, not just for me, but with the whole cast, the movie and the oneness of the film in general. It's just amazing how it was able to be put together, and it's definitely something I've never done before. So to all the Filipino followers out there that can come and support this film, they'll definitely see that it's something that I've never ever done.
So what preparation have you done?
The preparation for the film, there was a lot, you know. Like, first it was exactly that. I was wondering, what am I? Because when I was reading the script, it doesn't say, what is she? And I kept on asking Francis, am I a vampire? It's like, I don't know. What do you think she is? So it's like, what is this? So it was just figuring out, and it helped when we first arrived. I got to throw lines with Caleb and with Alexander and the rest of the cast. So, you know, there was a lot of preparing that had to be done. So hopefully, when you guys see it.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes, Christian.
Hi, good evening, Miss Ann Curtis. I have one question for you. Can you please describe how do you feel working with non-Filipino celebrities for this movie?
That was amazing. It was a different experience, and in the beginning it took a lot of getting used to not speaking Taglish. Because, you know, I've been doing films in the Philippines for about 18 years now. So it was a lot different, like just having to be with these people, and I learned so much from them because it's a different atmosphere, it's a different experience. I learned from each and every one. Kausapin niyo din sila. But I learned from each and everyone that was here on the table with me. So yeah, it was just a great, great experience.
And I have a gift for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Salamat.
Thank you, Christian. Who else? Oliver. Oliver, you're amazing. Hollywood example.
Hi, my name is Oliver Carne from HollywoodFlip.com. My question is for Francis. You mentioned a while ago that you had somebody gave the script to Anne. And was she your original choice, or you were also eyeing for different Filipino actresses in the Philippines?
Actually, the original idea for the film was to have a Filipino character play the character of Alexander Draymond, who, by the way, wishes everybody well and wishes he could be here, but he's leaving for a big shoot on Wednesday, so he sends his regards, Alexander Draymond does. The parts were supposed to be switched. It was supposed to be an American woman and a Filipino man who was driving. The interesting thing is the lovely Miss Jasmine Kuhn, who's right there, our cinematographer, and her friend Samantha Rochelle in the Philippines thought of Anne, actually, on their own and gave her the script. And Anne was interested, much to my surprise, because I thought there's not one spare minute in Anne Curtis's life. But I'm so happy that she found the time to do that. And when we were going through the casting process, I showed her tape to our casting director, whose name is Kim Coleman, very big casting director here in the States. And we found in her something that we both didn't even think of in the character. It was a new way of seeing the character. And I think most directors, they want to get something that is far beyond what they actually hope for when they write something. And so when I saw her tape, it was something that was far exceeded my expectations. It was a no-brainer to cast her after we saw it. So to answer your question, Originally, no, but thank God, yes.
And can you talk about casting everyone from the actors here in United States, and then how many shooting days did you have?
I believe Jasmine, we had 26 or something. Albert? We ended up 32 days with reshoots, right? With reshoots, yeah. So it was a hellish schedule because we had many locations, as you, I hope, all see in the film. But the casting process was wonderful. The Bosco brothers, I've known, we met in 2008, I believe, 7 even, before that. When I started wanting to do films, everybody in the industry said, you have to meet the Bosco brothers. So I initially met Dante first, and we worked on a movie called Subject I Love You in 2007, 2008. And casting Darian was very easy. I mean, we brought him in, he read. It was a formal just to get him on tape, but I already knew that it was going to be Darian. Alexander and Caleb I met during this audition process, and I didn't know them beforehand. Kim brought them in, and when they read again, it became easy. It's like, I think casting, and I'm glad you asked about it, that's half the job. I mean, I think once you cast somebody that's right for the part, in this case like Anne, like I really want to say is the least amount that I need to for the characters, because they bring their own to it, right? The wonderful Emily. Vanessa, I worked with her sister also in Subject I Love You, and I mean, look at that face, how could I not? And that's, please, everybody. But so it was very easy actually, the casting process, it came together rather well, and I'm very happy with the result. Thank you for
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone can answer this, especially those who are on the production side. There's a lot of films that are going on that really capture other cultures, like for example the Joy Luck Club. How are you planning to integrate Filipino culture and Filipino lives, not just the Filipinos overseas, but also Filipinos here? Like, no one has ever thought of doing a script or a movie that kind of like looks at the spice of life or slice of life of Filipino Americans, second, third generations, especially now that if you look at the demographics, there are more second, third, fourth generations than there are first generations Filipinos, and there's a big disconnect. We see Hollywood film, portraying them, so there's kind of like, second, third, fourth generation Filipino Americans are kind of like in limbo. They don't really know whether they're American, whether they're Filipino, and when you integrate that culture, no one writes about it in the newspapers, no one writes about it in the general media, and like I said, right now the second, third, fourth generations are much larger than the immigrants. Thank you.
That's a great question. There's a gentleman, I hope he's still here, Winston Amano. We've been having this conversation for many years now. He's back there, always in the shadows. The brains behind the operation. But yes, I think it's very important that you ask that question. In this film, we chose to tackle that not in an overt way. So this movie isn't about Filipino Americans. The way we chose to approach this in this case is to just cast people in specific roles that either highlight their symbolism, like we have a tita in the film, who symbolizes everything that I grew up with my mother. And we cast Darian as the lead police officer in a way to suggest that a Filipino man can be in that role. He doesn't have to play the driver, or he can be a cop. And actually, Darian is the voice of the film. I mean, his role narrates the picture. So I'll pass it along a little bit. I'm sure Darian has a little bit to say about this as well.
Yes, as an actor, we've been in this business, my brothers and I, for over 20 years in Hollywood, and trying to break that stereotype as well. And we were honored enough to do the debut, which dealt with many of the themes that you're talking about, the generations, and we were honored to work with Teresa Cruz and Eddie Garcia and Gina Alahar and that. And so it was like bringing Anne over, I knew it would work because we did it with that film as well. So I knew she'd be brilliant, and I knew that sort of formula of working with great actors from the Philippines works for here. But that's why it's so important to find an artist like Francis and Filipino writers. I mean, me and my brothers, we haven't had that many chances and opportunities to play Filipinos on screen in America. I mean, I played everything from Mexican to Colombian to Chinese. I played everything, you know. And so, getting involved with a great young filmmaker, I mean, that's our goal, is to continue to make these films and find these young filmmakers with vision to continue that, you know?
Right. When I did a show called City Guys on NBC for 5 years, and they wanted to hire a Puerto Rican kid from New York, but I went in there and I booked the role, and eventually they were like, "What are you?" This was like around 98, 99, and I was like, "I'm Filipino," and they're like, "Oh, Filipino, that's awesome." And so it's a funny thing. I went to the producers and I was like, "Hey, can we make this role Filipino?" And they were like, "Well, we're getting fan mail saying thank you so much for representing my culture," and they were getting fan mail from Koreans to Mexicans to, they didn't know what I was. So the one time that I actually did a family show, my show, all the kids in my family were Filipino, and then I had Mexican parents, which was weird. But we're all also filmmakers, and we're trying to make our voices heard too. We talked about doing the debut too, and maybe like set it in the Philippines where all those same cast of the characters go back home and do that. But we're talking. We may talk to Francis about maybe directing it or doing a writing.
Well, I think that's more the challenge. Nothing really to do with the film itself, which I think is fantastic. I'm just trying to say that I think there's a challenge for creatives like you guys to get a script, involve Filipino actors there, but also kind of like talk about what actual Filipino Americans' lives are here. And if you're up to the challenge, we can talk offline. Especially for the funding side, because there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are actually interested to do that. I just spoke to Michael Coppola. A lot of people don't even know that he was the Green Power Rangers, and he's very Filipino. He's actually doing a film production and stuff like that. But again, it's so detached from the way Filipino.
Right. Well, Darian actually played Larry Itiong in the Cesar Chavez movie that just came out, and we've been talking to his son Johnny, and he wants to do a full story about Larry and the Filipinos who started the movement of those great
I guess
stars.
we can talk offline.
Yeah. So we're definitely trying to make that happen. It's just hard because Hollywood doesn't want to hear it yet, but we're gonna make it, right, Ann?
You'll be surprised.
With Ann's help, we're gonna make them hear our noise.
Thank you. Can we call on Miss Lydia Solis? Philippine News.
Hi. This question is for the team. Anne is a very great actress in the Philippines. How is it working with her? Is she a diva? Is she okay to work with? How about the young lady here?
I think she was super fun to work with because when we were just on set, she was always talking to me and making me feel comfortable, and I liked acting with her because she made it feel so real and she made it easier for me to act because she's such a great actress.
I unfortunately didn't have any scenes with Anne, but we had a lot of in passing and spending some time afterwards. She's just lovely and so beautiful. I just find myself staring at her a lot of the time. Like, you're so beautiful, and I'm so excited to see it. I know you're wonderful in it. So
I found myself staring at her too. It was great, and then I hit her with a crowbar. So it was great. It was exciting. She's a great actress, and she brings a lot of weight to the screen. That a lot of people, a lot of Filipino actresses here don't have that weight that she brings on screen, which was great. Like to work with stars from the Philippines. I need to go to the Philippines.
Caleb had 2 key scenes with Anne. Very, very.
That is my second question. My second question: why did it happen so many takes for a kissing scene? What happened there, Anne? What happened?
I didn't know how to do it properly.
How many takes?
I don't know how many, Jirek. I did it the Filipino way. The Pinoy way, di ba na ganyan lang.
Yes, and that is what's wrong with the teleseries. In the heat of passion, they embrace.
Yes,
and
but
they
it's very,
kiss
yeah.
below the lips.
Yeah.
So this time you did it for real?
I did. The moment that Alexander just said, you know what, Anna, I think this is what he wants. I was like, oh, okay. So I did it, and then it was take one.
How about Caleb? How is Dan working with Dan?
Well, first off, on the kissing thing, I think that Alex may have purposely messed up a few times. And he may or may not have told me that off camera. This whole process has been really incredible, and just learning about, I just wanted to touch on kind of the question before as well. Being a bit of an outsider to the Filipino culture and learning so much about your culture, it's been truly eye-opening, and really just a wonderful experience witnessing the passion and the love and the heart that's there, and the compassion and the just with how Anne's fans respond to her. I mean, so the thing, I guess to answer your question though, it's working with Anne. What to me the most impressive thing is that I did not know how someone could juggle so many things so effectively at once. I've never seen someone who works harder and who does it with more grace and is more humble about it. I mean, if I worked as hard as her, I don't think I would have any friends. It was really impressive and really incredible. And so then when you're around that and you're around that energy, it inspires you. It inspires you to be the same way. It inspires you to give back, and so it creates better relationships.
Great, that's great. Did you have any comment on that?
Yeah, it was terrific. I mean, you can definitely tell why she's a star. It's like it's not just because she's pretty, and she's definitely a hard worker, and when she's on set, she definitely has chops. And we worked some late hours, and we had a pretty intense scene that we did together, and she was in there totally, and you can see the focus and the desire to want to be really good in this film. Like, I can feel what it meant to her as well. And then, I wanted to be there for her too, and I know that Frances wanted to be. So there was a lot of love on the set, but you can totally tell why she's who she is. I mean, and she's really good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Haba ng hair mo.
Okay, who's this? Faye? Hey, Koontz.
Are they showing the film in Australia? You don't know?
Working on areas outside. Yeah, I guess so too.
My other question is, she's saying that really vampires is part of the Philippine culture, strongly part of it. So among you guys, did any of you guys go do research, ask your Lola, your grandmother, about vampires, I mean, because it's in the film, and we all know that.
Dion and I, we grew up in a family that talked about aswang and really occultish type stuff. I mean, really religious family. We come from that,
Yes.
so that's kind of in our heritage and in our so that's part of who we are too. So I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So
you'll actually see that in the film, though, the whole religious thing, how Pinoys are. Director Francis was able to add that touch in the film with Tita Paz. So you guys will get to see that side.
That's good.
Thank you, Faye. Who's that? Gia Ramonte? With Balita Media.
Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Gia from Balita Media. This question is for Ms. Anne Curtis. Ms. Anne, you know that we Filipinos love you so much and we support you in whatever you do. What if there's an offer for you in Hollywood to permanently stay here? Would you leave your career in the Philippines? Why or why not?
On the spot.
Ang hirap! Ang hirap naman nun. Well, I feel like I've done so much in the Philippines. Concert, umalbum, tumTV, tumeleserye, nag-host. So, I would like to eventually come here and start from wear one and audition and try it out, you know. But then it's so hard also to leave what's comfortable. And because I know also how hard I worked to get where I am in the Philippines. It wasn't an overnight thing as well. It was talagang a climb to get where I am there. But you know, I wouldn't close that door. I don't know. Isang malaking I don't know. But we'll see. You know, I think it would be great though to be able to take a leap of faith and just try it out. Pero alam kong at the end of the day, babalik at babalik pa rin ako sa Pilipinas.
Thank you, Miss Anne. And one more question for you. I know that you have proven to all of your people, and especially to your fans, that there is no dream that is difficult to achieve. I know you have tweeted that, right? You've been very successful as well, as we all know. Is there still anything in your life that you haven't achieved or you want to achieve?
Number one opening.
Yes! Yun talaga, maging box office hit to. Number one, kaya sana po tulungan niyo kami to spread the word to everyone here to really help us with Blood Ransom. Please help us spread the word about it. Para matupad yung dream na yun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have Myrna Kitanya with Weekend Balita, please?
Hello, good evening. I have two questions. One is for the writer. How did you conceive of the film? Oh, Francis. And the other question is, I understand Anne had cut off some album. Can you spare a tune or two for us tonight?
Sorry.
Can you sing a song for us tonight?
But I didn't sing the song for the film?
No, any song.
Okay. Because if it was my voice with that song, oh my gosh, it would ruin the film.
We appreciate it though.
Okay, yeah, sige. After direct answers.
Later. First, I do want to go back a little bit to your question, but I think it'll be like Penelope Cruz and all those guys who are huge stars here, but still huge stars back home. You know, like filmmakers are like that too. Like Faron, who does Y Tu Mama Tambien, and then he'll do Gravity, right? Like that's, I think, the goal for all of us up here on stage. I think is to traverse both worlds, never to abandon. I think the Philippines is home base. I mean, that's, so anyway. But the inspiration for the story, I think I mentioned it earlier, it's to couch a way where we can explore themes of religion and God in an exciting thriller way. That's the simplest way I can put it. You know, I don't want to bore everybody with all of my, you know, inspirations and all that, but in essence, that's what it's about.
Love to hear you sing.
Okay, Raymond.
Thank you.
Save the best for last. Raymond Lo, Philippine Star.
Hello guys, I'm Raymond Lo, the Philippine Star. How are you, man? My question is for the cast. What's your expectation for this movie when you were doing it? What did you expect out of it? Because technically it's an independent film, and then we're trying to, you know, to get a word out. We want this to be successful, not just for Anne, but for everybody. But what did you expect out of it? It's probably from the producer first, and then
Well, definitely box office is what we're looking at. So we can make another one immediately. But aside from that, from business, artistically, I think that we, me as an artist and also composer of the film, so what I got out of it is creative freedom. This is my project with Francis, and I get to do what I think it's me, what I think it's cool, what I think it's right, what I think it's appropriate, what I think it's showcasing my abilities for myself personally. So that answers your question. I'm gonna give the mic to
I just thought it was a really fun experience for me because, I mean, this was my first like movie, and I've been on like TV shows and stuff, but it was a really different experience, and I thought it was just super fun, and I really loved it.
I think every time we go into an audition or we get a script, we get to read it, you fall in love with it or you don't. In this case, I fell in love with it. I think our expectations are always, gosh, I hope it makes it to the theater. I hope that it's huge. My sister did a movie, Subject I Love You turned out so beautiful that my expectation for this was that it would look that cool. And then and the script would be that amazing. The actors would just make it even more incredible. And then you wait, and then a couple years goes by, and you get a call that the movie is going to theaters, which is what we all dream will happen to the movie. So I think you kind of go in when you're passionate, and you just do what you love to do, and you make the best of it. And then when it turns out as good as this turned out, you get to go into the theaters because it's that good most of the time.
Well, yeah, it's an independent movie. So we've all done a lot of independent movies, and a lot of them never get seen. So what you want to do is just make a great piece of art. So whether anybody's going to see it or not, you just want to make, when Picasso was painting when he was a young kid, he didn't think everybody was going to look at it, but you make something beautiful and then they will come, And so that's what happened on this film. Everybody worked so hard and tirelessly. I'm sure these guys were editing up until last week still, just trying to tweak it and make everything so right. And then luckily, you got to win the lottery by getting it in the theaters. And then when we hit #1, guys, it's going to be, even a better dream come true. You know what I'm saying?
My expectations, of course, aside from really, really hoping that it will do well, I was really hoping that I get to see a different me, because all of the roles that I usually get in Manila are always pretty much close to the same. It's either a rom-com or it's a drama or it's a mistress, stuff like that. So so my expectations was to be able to bring something different to the table, and I was really hoping that of course the director would be able to steer me in that way and guide me to bring out something that I haven't done. And that's exactly what I saw on the big screen when I finally got to see the film. So yeah, that's it.
My expectations with this movie, to see it. They've been working so hard on it for so long that it's been a labor of love for them. I know, so much more so I think than any of us, because we had the luxury of falling in love with it, putting our piece and doing our part, and then getting to kind of move on with our lives. But these guys they've been taking care of this project for the last 3 years, and it's kind of the same thing. You get a call one day, it's like, oh yeah, hey, remember that movie that you did like 3 years ago? Yeah, by the way, 2 years? Oh, was it 2 years? Oh, sorry, I live in a different time scale apparently. It's coming out, and then you get to see pieces of it, and the little bits that I've seen, it's just, it's incredible, so.
Yeah, my expectation was to make a great film, to do great art and tell an exciting story that people would want to see. But further than that, also to continue telling stories about our people, about Filipino Americans and Filipinos, so that we can continue to tell our stories and get, also, it's great that everybody here will see it and Philams will see it, but also to maybe cross over and get a mainstream audience to see this film, because the movie is, we're Filipino and Anna's Filipino, but the movie's not necessarily Filipino. It's just a great story being told with Filipinos in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a mainstream story. So there's always the hopes to try to find that audience, and that the film finds the audience beyond just Philams and Filipinos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's very important that Dorian said that. But of course, we need our base. We need our base. We need you guys to support us, and as we move forward, hopefully we can create more stuff for you guys to enjoy. Different stuff, different comedies, romance, more action, all manner of film that hopefully will have a cast very similar to this here. I hope to work with all of them. Vanessa said I worked with her sister. I hope to work with Vanessa again, with Rihanna again, who'll be there tomorrow. And everybody here. I mean, hopefully it becomes a kind of thing where we can do over and over and over. And for that, sorry to ask, we will need your support.
Okay, thank you. May I call on Cora Pastrana?
Good evening to everyone. The question is for Anne. I'm just so amazed that you look so fresh and vibrant, and I'm sure you just arrived, right? Wow. No jet lag.
Not yet. Not yet, bro.
Anyway, your film roles have always been full of passion. And even this film, although it's a horror film, how did you find doing it? It's the first time you play a vampire, right?
Yes. It was different. It was a great experience for me though to try and do something that I've never done before. So I truly enjoyed it, and yeah, I just had so much fun. You know, I mean, the nervousness was always there, but I guess because I was just so excited and wanted to give my all, it was just a great experience for me.
Personal question, if you don't mind. Yes. The rumors have it that you were engaged in the Philippines, but you denied it. So what's the score?
No, I'm not engaged yet. No, it was unfortunately, I feel sorry for the intern of that popular website blog, Bride and Breakfast. The owner of the site actually didn't get in touch with my boyfriend and apologized for the mistake of an intern who misread an article. So it created rumors. I was getting a call from my sister, Ate, are you engaged? I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, they announced it on the radio. I was like, no, I'm not. And do you think one would do that without telling you, my sister? So, no, it's not true. And probably not anytime soon, just yet. Maybe in a couple or a few years.
Enjoy your career.
I will. Kakaumpisa pa lang dito. Di ba?
Yeah.
May I call on Nancy Grace McMillan of Blog Talk Radio and California Film Foundation?
First of all, let me say it's an honor and privilege to be here with you this evening and to see this lovely crew that you got put together, both Phil-Am and American or Caucasian, what I would say, non-Phil-Am actors and actresses. So my question would be for you, Anne, first, is how does it feel to be a trailblazer? And what do you have to say to other younger actresses that are aspiring to do what you're doing and where you came from or where you are now? How does that make you feel?
I guess what I always try to tell my followers or even young actresses is that you just gotta have the patience and gotta keep on trying, and it's not gonna be an easy path, it's gonna be a tough climb, but if it's slowly and surely, you can't go wrong, and just never lose that hope, that one day something will happen.
That's fantastic. And also for the director, would you consider putting your film in a film festival?
I don't know what the machinations are of film festivals. I believe they need to premiere there. But yeah, I mean, obviously we would love to be honored with a laurel, as they say, but schedules permitted, we had to do a theatrical release. But yes, of course, any filmmaker, any actor would love to be in any festival whereby film fans can enjoy the work.
Well, fantastic. Then I would like to invite you with the California Film Foundation to show your film at the Sacramento Film Festival.
Is that okay, even though we've had a...
Well, you just have to, look us up and then submit it and go through the guidelines like any other film festival, but we'd like to invite you to do that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone, and just congratulations on your premiere, and I know it's going to be a box hit.
Thanks.
And we will now call on our last Lydia Soriano of Film Press Club.
Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Lydia Soriano from Film Press Club of California. This is actually not related to your movie, but I would just like to direct the question to Anne. I'm one of your fan, Anne, because of your character. I followed all your showtime and stuff like that, like late in the evening. I have a question though. Since you reach all your dreams in life, can I ask you about your singing dream? I know everybody have asked this already, all the questions that related to the movies, but this is something I want to know. How are you in your dream of making a theme song that you're gonna sing in a movie? So I just want to know.
I guess if I have my next comedy flick, then I'll do the theme song. But if it's something as serious as this, I'll leave it to the pros. I'll leave it to the pros. But my next album is coming out on my birthday next year. So watch out for that, yo.
I know that you have an album, but thank you so much. And thank you also, we heard that you're helping also the unfortunate individuals, children in the Philippines. I commend you for that because that is also one of our project here and mission in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Thank you, and we're proud. We are Filipinos. We are proud of you.
Thank you. Let's hope that
successful, right?
Let's really hope. Alam mo yung parang this is really a dream for me that came true. So I really hope that our kapamilyas here can help me. Alam mo yun, iba kasi ito eh. It's the first time that it's gonna happen for me. So I really hope that you can help us spread the word and para makatuwid ang isang Pinay. Diba? Let's hope for it to happen. Kaya sana po makuha namin ang support ninyo. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Before we close our question and answer portion, I would like to introduce a cinematographer of the film, Jasmine Kuhn. Would you like to say a few words?
Super brilliant.
No pressure.
Well, it looks amazing. But no, I've worked with Francis now a couple of times. I was a cinematographer on Subject I Love You, the feature film we shot in 2008. I actually got to work in the Philippines. I've actually been spending a lot of time in the Philippines this last year. I'm also a director, so I've been doing commercials there. I spent more time there this year than in Los Angeles. But Francis and I collaborate really closely. He also used to be a cinematographer, so he actually operates the camera. He likes to be very close to his actors when he shoots. And then I do the lighting, and sometimes both of us operate the camera, so we get really into it and down and dirty, but the outcome of the picture is really amazing. I think you guys are in for a beautiful film. Yes.
Okay, now this is a tradition with press conferences. We normally have photo opportunities for those people who help us, and we'll try to make it as organized as possible because there's a lot of people. So let's start with our, maybe can we ask the Consul General group to come up and have a picture taken with a photo op and the wife, and probably we can also ask our media.